Hello everybody, Frouwo here, bringing you day 2 of the Star Series LAN. Of course, Fnatic, Navi both losing out yesterday, now playing in this losers bracket round 1. Loser moves on to the losers finals, gonna be one game away from the grand finals at that point, but a long road for each of these teams if they want to win this tournament. Regardless, Fnatic banning out thus far the Enchantress, the Alchemist, the Lifestealer, and the Gyrocopter. So Frouwo is really being shut down in this picking stage, banning out 2 of his signature heroes. Navi, in the meantime, banning out the Treant, the Wisp, the Pugna, and the Weaver. Wisp, Fnatic something Fnatic is notorious for running. Certainly not something they want to go up against. Fnatic, in the meantime, picking up the Venomancer, the Dragonite, as well as the Luna. CM, their next pickup from them. Navi, in the meantime, picking up the Visage, the Invoker, and the Clockwork. Invoker being notable because it's usually something Fnatic seem to run, but Navi seem to want to take their chances with Dendi on the hero, and they're going to pick it up before Fnatic can for Hani. So, two picks left for Navi in this draft, and Fnatic sitting on 1 more pick. Each team with 1 ban left, and a very long drafting phase so far. Both teams really burning through all their bonus time pretty quickly, actually. And Bane is the next pickup from Navi, so all the supports picked up, and really just waiting on Havost's hero at this point. Fnatic can ban out 1 more carry, 1 more thing that they think Havost can play decently well. Most likely, unless there's some kind of pocket strat that they think Navi have. Fnatic, in the meantime, kind of looking towards that early sort of push lineup. Bottom, the last ban out from Fnatic. Don't want that dirty Bane Mirana combo that ran so rampantly yesterday against Navi. Don't want them to use it against them and have the same sort of domination occur. But again, Fnatic using a really what seems to be push strat again. The Pugna already banned out, so that's not going to happen really. So who knows what we could see in this last hero. But whether or not it be coordinated with the push strat shouldn't be too scary. Elder Titan being the last ban out from Navi, so a little bit careful trying to get most of that wave clear gone and out of there. So Fnatic don't have another hero to pick up that's too good for this strat. But Fnatic with the Venom Wards, with the Dragonite ult, now with the Darkseer, so Fnatic certainly going to go for those early towers now, going to be able to cut the creep waves before the 10-minute mark. Darkseer, just a very strong hero, especially in the early game with the Ion Shell, as well as the Surge, making him A, being able to put a lot of damage over time with the Ion Shell, and B, just nearly unkillable unless they have multiple stuns with the Surge. So Fnatic looking strong with their picks. Navi may have to hope for the best and with this tower push strat. But Kunkka, the last pickup for Navi. Navi probably going to put that on Havost, and indeed they do. So certainly gonna stop the push, I'd say. Kunkka just can put out that insane amount of damage with his Riptide, so gonna stop that push. Really good pickup by Navi here to make sure that push shouldn't overwhelm him too much, and really something that can carry over in the late game as well with the massive AoE cleave. Just build up some straight damage and hope you can one-shot the entire enemy team. We'll see whether or not Havos grabs any rapiers and manages to do that. But here we are, now into the game. I'm going to introduce Fnatic first. No-Tail going to be on our Venomancer, Era on the Luna, Hani on the Dragon Knight, Trixie going to be playing that Darkseer, and Fly going to be on the Crystal Maiden. Both teams heading to opposite sides of the map in essence, or Not using good words. Not using good words. But Clockwork gonna be played by Fnatic, and Kurikai gonna be on the Visage. Dendi gonna be on that solo mid Invoker. Havost again on the Kunkka, and Puppey gonna be playing the Bane. So both teams now rotating back to lanes. Trixie seems to be playing the solo off lane for Fnatic. And Fnatic just gonna start setting up. So Hani gonna have maybe a tough time against this Dendi Invoker mid. Of course, oh, hold on, we do have a pause. Fnatic seems to be lagging, so that's not what you want. But game starts up pretty much instantly once again. And back to discussing the mid lane for Navi and Fnatic. Dragon Knight really not a strong hero against Invoker mid. It's not something I definitely wouldn't say definitely beats Invoker mid. Invoker gonna have a slight advantage here, picking up the null talisman and being pulled a couple tangos as well as grabbing a salve. Dragon Knight picking up the early tangos as well from his supports. So it'll be nice to see which hero really comes out on top here. It will be interesting to see if Hani can withstand the pressure in this lane from Dendi on the opposite side. And Trixie, it seems, going for the level 1 Ion Shell. And Navi and company just farming up pretty safely on this bottom lane now. Ion Shell spam starting to come out from Trixie now. This will be tough for Havost to deal with as he is a melee strength hero. Not something that really deals with Ion Shell too well. In the meantime, getting harassed pretty low in this mid lane Dendi. In the meantime, already invoking that Sunstrike, ready to shoot down whoever he sees low. Honestly, one of the most interesting things about playing Crystal Main is just this early woods and getting these early creeps. It's just such a benefit to the team that really has a CM centered to woods like this. Trixie in the meantime gonna maybe look to try an Ion Shell, one of the creeps up here. Does not really have any wards, so you can't spot anything up there. Not entirely sure what he's doing. Likely just waiting for the 2-minute rune. And actually haste in the darks here now. Gonna try and contest full or not. Gonna run back to lane. So Trixie meandering around on this bottom lane really. Could be spamming out the Iron Shell a little bit more, but for the time being is no big deal. Kunkka just farming up a bit. And Dendi now starting to seemingly fall behind a bit on this mid lane, taking a bit of damage, in all honesty. And Trixie coming into the off lane, gonna Ion Shell up one of the Radiant creeps, and Kurikai still managing to last it through that Iron Shell. Not too difficult when it's still in its low levels. As it gets higher and higher, certainly something more or less to be afraid of. For the time being, not too spooky, just really harassment for Havost, but Darkseer and rotate to the woods is nearly straight away at level 2. Not something most other heroes can do, but with that level 2 on Darkseer, you really can just surge and start working your way over there. Kurikai and Puppey in the meantime, rotating mid now, having Trixie disappear from their lane. Puppey gonna wrap around as Kurikai stands on the high ground. And Puppey actually trying to make sure Trixie or Hani doesn't spot him out. Puppy in the meantime now gonna sleep up Hani, Dendi, Kurikai setting up for this kill. Hani cold snapped up, and first blood going in Navi's way. Puppy securing the last hit. Now Fnatic harassing Fly in that offlane. Sunstrike from Dendi. Dendi killing the CM. Fnatic maybe in a bit of trouble now, but Kurikai rotating in as well as Puppy, and pretty successful harass from, or pretty successful kill from Navi. Well played by Fnatic, rotating into the woods and finding that CM. Both carriers now really just gonna start free farming pretty well. Fnatic going to be back in this lane against the Luna, however, so Frouwo's really having all the free farm he can have, and will likely just end up having to push the tower, as the Tidebringer does indeed end up pushing at the lane regardless of what you do. And no tail Fly rotating mid now to look for a kill on Dendi. Dendi pretty low here. If he does get frostbitten at all, he likely will be dead. And CM Gale from Fly, Sentry Ward dropped, and Hani with the Flame Breath finishing Dendi off. I'm going to start working on the tower. We're going to throw out that first dot on the tower and just let it tick, tick, tick away and slowly fall. But exchanging blows on the mid lane. Both Dendi and Hani going down once now to rotations from those supports. But it seems Navi going to try and keep this lane stabilized as well as they can. Having the creeps down here. Havos actually going for that early Midas, about 540 on that Midas timing, not too bad. Fnatic in the meantime, endangered top, and Hani Fly looking for a potential kill here, as 4 Fnatic's heroes have rotated top and seem to be going for the tower now. No Tail, Era, Fly, No Tail starting to place the woods, and Hani with his ultimate up. Tower's gonna fall or tick down with that. And Fnatic looking to get that early T1 top. And Trixie now boated. Boat misses, however, and Trixie still gonna fall regardless, as Havos using that X marks, using that torrent, and getting the kill onto him. Fnatic in the meantime getting the kill on the Luna. Luna, or CM actually, finishing off the kill on Fnatic, however, so 1 for 1 in that top lane. Fnatic, however, stopping the push by killing the Luna, so well, very well played by him. Caught it a bit too late, as I was gossiping over the Darkseer kill on bottom. Anyway, Dendi and Hani pretty even on CS thus far. I'll open up that chart for you actually, so we can see a much more gross representation of the game. So Havos really leading that CS chart right now. Has that Midas off cooldown very soon, so that this rotation back to base may penalize him just a bit, but it really doesn't care too much. It does have that top CS, and Luna has now died, so going pretty well for him. Likely just to teleport back to lane now. And Luna in the meantime just below Havos in terms of farm. Mid heroes, DK as well as Dendi, even on CS, so it's surprising that Dendi couldn't take advantage of the fact that he is a ranged hero against this melee DK. Hani playing it very well, it seems. Fnatic in the meantime in a bit of trouble top, dropping the cogs. Era now hasted up by the Darkseer, and Era gonna eat a Sunstrike, but doesn't manage to bring him down. Fnatic getting kill on Fnatic again in the top lane. Harassment on the tower again from Hani. Havos gonna drop the X, drop the torrent, drop the boat. Hani looking to fall here now, being cold snapped up, and just barely falls. The one last life from Dendi. Likely Havos could have gotten one last hit on there, but in the meantime, Navi gonna try and deny this push top, not allowing Fnatic to get any of that early push onto their towers. Very, very important play by them, or very important just positioning by them to make sure that this tower doesn't go down. The early tower build can really help a team out in this early stage of the game. But this tower for Fnatic gonna go down. Havos getting the last hit. Hani just teleporting in a bit late with No Tail sitting here. Fly in the meantime also rotating in, has the Invisor from the top rotated all the way down thus far. If you can get a Frostbite in here on Havos, could be in a bit of trouble. Havos now Frostbitten up. And Torrent, Gale. Gale hitting on Havos. Kurokai finishing off the CM. Havos now in a bit of trouble. However, Hani in just as much trouble. No Tail gonna go down to the Fiend, to the Grip. And yes, Fiend Grip. And Visage finishing off Hani. So a 3-4 in this bottom lane. Meanwhile, Fnatic again dying in the top lane. And Dendi barely missing the Sunstrike on Era. Had he gotten it, would have been pretty impressive. And lots of boots coming out just around this 10-minute mark. Dendi over, now finishing up a 4-step, sitting on brown boots. Trixie. Rather, I should look at Hani. Sitting on the boots as well. Just has treads. And, yeah. Pretty interesting early game for both teams. 8-5 thus far, 10 minutes in the game. Both picking up those strength treads as well as a wand and likely to work towards drums now, it seems. Fnatic sitting on just a bottle. 0-3 right now, 2 assists, but after that really early rotation onto the CM and afterwards just seeming to care less and less about surviving or not. Trying to get that Cogs and Sunstrike combo to work, but hasn't done so far. And Dendi's scouting the Roshan, making sure that Fnatic isn't doing it. And it's going to be a 4v5 middle as Fnatic rotate all their heroes in, or 4v4 rather, Darkseer rotating back top as Fnatic is there. And really, just both teams wanting to make sure neither gets too much of a tower advantage. Navi already having that bottom tower, and Fnatic not having that top tower yet, so should they fall behind here on these towers, they might be in a bit of trouble, especially since they have a Dragon Knight, and that is one of his main things to do in this portion of the game, is start taking those towers. Fnatic in the meantime on top, looking for the Darkseer, or looking for the Luna rather, Darkseer being back mid now, and Darkseer, Trixie teleporting up top as Fnatic actually comes to the rescue. Likely going to try and push this lane as Hani does have his ult up again, and all 5 heroes going to be in the vicinity of the top lane soon. This tower very weak as well, sitting about 300 health. And harass coming out on the tower from Navi, so likely going to try and take a trade tower for tower if they see all these Fnatic heroes mid. However, actually Navi going to try and defend the tower, it seems. Host in the meantime going to continue to push out bottom. Hani's here, however, so could be in for a bit of a brawl, but Host does have all that damage potential with the Torrent, with the X, with the Ghost Ship, as well as the Tideringer hit, so who's hunting who if Hani and Host go at it? And this tower continuing to get lower and lower. In the meantime, Dendi, Kurokai looking mid still. Tower is 600 now. And Hani picking up an Ogre Club. But Navi certainly defending most of the towers very well this game. Not allowing that top tower to go down yet, even though there were early attempts on its life. And Wand about to come up for Kurokai as he works towards that Aghanim Scepter. And Puffy teleporting bottom, helping out Havost as rotation support comes in from Era. Hani being very low here though. And Havost, Nightmared up, not going to go down. Goes down to a couple last right clicks from Era. Era, seeing his teammate Hani die a bit behind him, and one last Sunstrike from Dendy hitting Era, but 10 life. Meanwhile, Darkseer dies in the top lane. I assume hook in from Fnatic, Cogs, and Battery Assault. Too much damage for him to handle. And a 2 for 2. Era again, just barely making it out of there. Navi gonna get this top tower now, so a victory for them, I'd say. No tail. In the meantime, I'm gonna spam wards down on this tower, and Kurekai has to hope he can get a deny, as not gonna be able to kill all these wards in time to stop this push. And Venomancer actually ending up getting the last hit. Hani gonna back off. This is not needed, and Fnatic trying to even up on that tower game now. Towers 2 in Navi's name, 1 in Fnatic's, and Roshan seems to be next on Fnatic's list. Gonna make up for that one tower that they do not have now. And Navi gonna start moving around to the vicinity of the Roshan pit. I'm not sure they know it's happening. They likely do, actually. They do have wards. And Roshan gonna fall moderately quickly here. Hani having a double damage. Fnatic now moving out of the pit. Havos dropping the boat as well as the Torn onto No-Tail. No-Tail getting very low now. Going to run up the hill, and Navi cannot chase. Era stuck in the pit now with the Roshan. Fly in the meantime. Cogs up. Battery Assault goes down to Fnatic. Luna going down to Invoker. So Fnatic falling apart here. Bane, however, dying in the pit to the wards. Hooking from Fnatic onto the Venomancer. Venomancer going down. Trixie now next in line, it seems. X marks up and goes down. Hani gonna try and get a kill on Havos. Havos should be in a bit of trouble here, but Hani gonna go down for sure, it seems. Nope. Frostbite from Fly. And Hani still alive. Denny gonna look for Sunstrike here and misses it. Hani playing with him a bit, going to the bottom part instead of the top part, so well played by him. Survives a total team wipe there from Navi. Navi losing 2 in that fight, the Bane as well as the Clockwork, and Fnatic losing 4, so not the best of trades. And Fnatic just gonna go straight back into the pit, gonna continue to attempt this. No-Tail now with the medallion, so just keep summoning wards and slowly do the Roshan. But Force Spirit's coming in from Dendy, and Navi not really rotating back to the pit. Havos having to go back and heal up, of course. Working towards a Shadow Blade now. But Fnatic surely going to get this Roshan now with no real Navi heroes nearby. Fnatic may look to hook in and snag the Aegis, but will certainly die if he does so. And Luna getting the last hit on the... Oh, not getting the last hit, but rather picking up the Aegis. Going to give him a bit more survivability, of course, with the 2 lives, but of course Hani not picking that up instead. Interesting to see, rather, as I would expect him to use it in a much better fashion than the Luna, as he is more and more effective, much more effective in this early game, or mid game even. So it seems Trixie's working towards the mechanism. Does have a Midas actually, so interesting pickup by him with the Midas. Era working towards a BKB. And Havos, I believe, should have enough money for the Shadow Blade. Yeah, nope, 40 more gold and he will. Now he does, and purchases it up instantly. Kurekai, in the meantime, 500 gold off the Aghanim, so pretty well done by him, getting all that farm pretty quickly. 5-0-5 actually for him, so no surprise there having that Aghanim so soon. And this tower likely go on top now, going to be denied by Puppy or just killed by the creeps. Let's see who wins the right-click war. One more hit from the catapult, and Puppy will have to look to denying it, and manages to do so before the next catapult hit. Takes the tower, and No-Tail actually looking to punish Puppy for his insolence, denying that tower. They wanted that gold. Puppy now surely to go down. Frostbite, Gale, and Flame Breath. Fnatic getting an easy kill there. Fnatic now rotating in, but just gonna back off. And Fnatic actually gonna look to push here as well. Honey has his ult up, and the rest of Fnatic is here, but instead he's gonna back off. And Sunstrike hitting on the Luna. Luna a bit scared right now. It does have the Aegis, so not too spooked, I'd say. And then he put up a little bit of pressure. Has the Necrons now. Point Spirit's up as well, so I'm gonna start building a real army with all his summons. It would be funny to see him get a Helm Dominator or something as well and just kick up at the Alpha Wolf and help with the push a bit more, but Navi certainly want to push as well, getting the Necro on Dendi. And if I was looking for kills, gonna maybe spot out No Tail. No Tail could be in a bit of trouble here. Indeed he is. Torrent, Gale, or Torrent, Boat, Sunstrike goes down to Host. Both teams finding their team's supports, slaying them very, very quickly. And No Tail in respite buys a Smoke of Deceit. Hani, one piece closer to that BKB now. Another 1300 gold off before he actually finishes it. Puppy Kurikai, meantime, farming up in the woods. Kurikai actually now finishing up the Aghanims as well, so very decent timing on that for him, especially being a support. But 5-0-5 is really nothing to trifle with as far as that goes. Blade Mail now up on Fnatic. And Necro 2 up on Dendi. And Fnatic in a bit of trouble here. Hani, No Tail, going at it with it, going at it. And Fnatic managing to teleport out to safety as Hani already spin out the Dragon Tail. Navi maybe not looking to get this last tier 1 mid, but Fnatic will have none of it. Hani and No Tail rotating back towards mid now. Kurikai gonna try and do loads of damage with those summons. Just being able to put out quite an insane amount. Kurikai, however, galed upon Hani, Dragon Tail up. Brain sapped by Puppy, however, not able to save him. Kurikai going down, losing that perfect record. And 600 gold, or nearly 700 gold going into No Tail's pocket. Now, Navi gonna push this bottom tower. Fnatic gonna rotate in from the side. Navi gonna spot out instantly with this ward. And Navi gonna start backing up. Gale misses from Venomancer. Fnatic gonna get that lasted or hook onto the CM. Fnatic just gonna teleport out now, it seems. And Navi gonna retreat. Tower going pretty low. Fnatic likely to try and deny it. And denied by Luna, so deny going in Fnatic's way now. T2 denying a little bit more gold than that T1 that Puppy died earlier on top. And Necro 3 now on Dendi. Dendi farming up that Necro 3 very quickly. 22 minutes into the game now. 120 last hits actually, so yeah, certainly is farming up very fast. And I've actually had that last hit chart up for quite a bit now. I'm going to close that, get it out of your face. But Fnatic again, grouping up all mid. Don't want to lose this mid tower, it seems. Going to have that Roshan advantage for the next time it comes up if they do not. I'm not going to be up for another 3 to about 4 to about 8 minutes, so we'll see if that happens. A little bit of harass from the Satyr onto the birds of Kurikai. In the meantime, popping the Necro, certainly looking to get the tower mid now. Just can throw the summons on it really and it should go down. Trixie, Luna, Fly, all going to try and get the deny, and Venomancer indeed does deny a tower with the 3 wards up, so another deny going in Fnatic's way. Navi is really a bit disappointed with that, as they are losing all of that potential gold. And Notel seems going to start stacking the Ancients a bit more, helping out the Luna, helping out the Dragon Knight, one or the other, and Luna picking up the Morbid Mask now, as well as a BKB, so surely on our way to a pretty carry-oriented build, as getting that Helm Dominator is really important for her if she wants to start farming insanely fast. But we're going to look towards the bottom lane now, get rid of all those T1 towers. And let's take a look at the gold graphs as they do so. Gold going heavily in Navi's favor actually at this point, 7,500, even with 2 denied towers, but still being 2 towers up, really helping them out in that area. Experience, however, going heavily in their way still, so as much as they are ahead in gold, the tower losses aren't going to affect them too much because they do have the heavy experience advantage. And Fnatic, afraid of a fight here, circling about, and Navi's actually just going to push down the 2 towers top as well as mid, so don't really care about that T1 bottom, as they are going to try and get 2 tier 1s out of it, or tier 2s out of it, and a Alacrity, I believe. Necro 3 in it, very spooky, takes out the towers very fast. Kirk, in the meantime, going to get this T2 top. Navi going to rotate and help out just in case someone teleports in, and the Dragon Knight Hani now is teleporting in, and last hit of the tower going to the catapult. Hani meaning a bit of trouble now, but Fnatic looking to chase down Navi here. Fnatic dropping the cogs to no effect, however. Navi dropping the Force Spirits and goes down one last ult from Fnatic, or from the Luna. Havos now fighting regardless of having his 2 teammates down. Hani, Funnick in the brisk of things. Hani gonna go down. Funnick managing to hook in onto him and get the kill. However, Venomancer finishing him off. Havost, as well as Kurikai, looking to kill Notel now, and will manage to get him. So 2 towers going in Navi name, but losing 3 heroes there. The Dendi on the Invoker, Funnick on the Clockwork, as well as Puppy on that Bane. Fnatic losing Hani on the Dragon Knight, and Venomancer being played by Notel. So all of Fnatic's outer towers now going down. So Necro 3 paying off for Dendi. Dendi now picking up the Booted Travel. So it will be interesting to see if he starts doing some Rat Dota with those up. He can teleport to any creep belonging to him on the map, including his own Force Spirits, including his Necromancer, and I believe including the Visage Familiars. So it really could work out pretty well. Fnatic in the meantime now has a completed Force Staff, so can cogs his opponents and just Force Staff out of there if he feels he will drop. In the meantime, Puppy and Dendi smoked in the mid. Visage in the meantime slaying CM top with his birds. Kirk in the meantime in a bit of trouble. Notel galing him up. Hani now stunning him. Flame Breath coming out. BKB's popped by Fnatic. However, Era Fiend Script up. Era gonna get out of there, however, it seems. Havos chasing him, but we do have a bigger fight on our hands. Hani cogsed up. Going down. Bane going down as well. The Darkseer going down, and Notel, the only survivor, likely to go down here to Fnatic, or Havos and the birds. Juking the last torrent though, so 4 going down there for Fnatic, as only 1 drops for Navi. Funnick stuck on this high ground, but manages to Force Staff himself off. And Navi gonna go for the Roshan here, as Navi Dendi Alacrities himself up. So Fnatic on the back foot now, losing all those towers, losing all these heroes in this last team fight, even though the wall had been dropped, even though they did pop her out very successfully and the BKBs got off, but Fiend's Grip up really didn't allow her to do anything at all, and died very quickly as Avos chased her down and slayed her away from the fight. And Gem now up on the Venomancer, so looking to make sure that Dendi doesn't get a cheeky ghost walk off. In the meantime, I'm going to do this Ancient Sack, knowing Luna and Dragonite can both do that very successfully, so just trying to deny them as much farm as possible. The timing of this should finish so that it does not spawn for the next 1 minute stack, and just actually going to leave the... No? The one bird. Oh, actually ended up stacking it, it seems. Then I'm just going to pop a Necro, do this as fast as possibly can. And it seems he's going to be working towards a BKB now as well. So Luna now finishing up the Helmet Dominator. Darkseer with the Mechanism. Hani sitting just on that BKB still. And nothing really too much else in the turn of items. No Tail now with the Force Staff, so going to help out more with getting that ultimate off. Again, Phonic just with the Force Staff. Bane now finishing a Mechanism. And Havos going crit. Wants to one-shot the entire enemy team. We'll see if he can. Now we're rotating towards the bot lane. Denny gonna head top, and reminder, he can always just teleport in with his boot to travel. They do have creeps, they do have the birds, so always a possibility. And Trixie gonna be shut down here on the push of this lane. Phonic in the meantime hooking into No Tail, it seems, and forcing himself out of his own cogs. Pop in the meantime, in a bit of trouble. No Tail placing the ward on the high ground, popping the Mechanism, surviving for a bit longer, and boat flies from Havos, gonna miss on most of the heroes. Trixie CM going down in the meantime, as well as Puppy. Phonic gonna make it out of here, but Era gonna drop to the birds, and Trixie may be in a bit of trouble as well. Hani, meanwhile, Cold Snap in the mid lane. Go down to Havos, as well as a Torrent. So 3 down for Fnatic. Once again, Navi just showing their strength in these fights. Lots of control, lots of team fight potential. Fnatic really just designed to push at this point, and Luna, even though she popped the ult, did not manage to really come out victorious in the team fight, as herself and Hani do drop. And Denny in the meantime picking up the BKB, and wow, jeez, Kurokai actually getting a Saw Kyros on a support Visage, 8-1 and 8 still. Oh, jeez. Kurokai just playing fantastic on this Visage this game, really guaranteeing Navi so many kills. And the birds focusing down the racks, slowly doing the damage, and the racks indeed do go down. Kurokai getting that nice money, always good to have. Havos in the meantime, Xing up Trixie. Torrent gonna hit Trixie in a bit of trouble now. Cold Snapped up, and Brain Snap from Puppy. One last right click from Denny is gonna finish him off. And Fnatic just gonna call GG here. Don't want to play 1 racks down, so well played by Navi, certainly winning out those 2 big team fights, ending the game certainly with all of that, taking out that first set of racks, and Fnatic having enough of it and calling GG. So Fnatic going to be down 1-0 to Navi in this losers round 1. So hopefully can bounce back and not get knocked out of the tournament by losing the next game, but we'll have to wait and see. Navi just making sure that push strat did not work from Fnatic, and yeah, Navi coming out on top. Fantastic play from Kurokai that game, I really have to say. But regardless, my name is Frouwo. I cast this game, and I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, spread it around. Just do all those things people like, or people do to things they like. And if you didn't like it, criticism is always appreciated. You can contact me at Twitter, at YouTube, at Twitch, but any of those sources, you can find me there. So again, thank you for watching. This is Frouwo, and I will see you in Game 2. Have a nice day in the meantime, however.